Hello. Hi
The teams
everyone.
are back!
We're back finally.
Should I do light or what?
I shall.
Ah!
Yeah, with the sun is
Oh,
shining.
what
The glow is giving.
the glow
Wow,
to glow.
she has lighting.
It's like kapag wala.
Actually, one of the things that I did during my I guess break from
Mm,
content and whatever is finally fixed up my desk because for the longest time
mm.
it's like I moved my desk and then I never set it up again. So I was like just always on the couch or something. So hopefully next week I could actually work at my desk and hopefully mas productive. Wait, let me just share on Discord. Ko pala, na-open on Discord.
And I will share on Instagram. Haven't opened the YouTube video yet. Instagram.
Hello everyone. For those who are joining us, because I see a few people here, let us know in the comments what you're gonna be reading. We're just gonna spend some minutes sharing on a bunch of places that we're already there.
Oh, there's a blur.
Hmm. How is everybody? I feel like I haven't gone live in such a long time. I think the last live that I did was three 3 weeks ago when I finished
The series.
the series. What's the title? A Curse for True Love. I think that was the last time that I went live. And then after that, I was supposed to go live a couple of
Mm.
times, even on
Yeah,
my
yeah,
own.
yeah.
Like things just like started happening. I had a bunch of meetups because my friend is getting married, so we have a lot of
Mm.
like not really planning things, but we like to meet up to
Yeah,
supposedly
yeah, yeah.
plan things. We never actually planned it. We just like hang out at coffee shop and stuff, and then I also went to the office a couple times.
More
Uh,
than before.
which is not usual for me. So, and I've kind of started new sport. I've been doing
Wait, I saw
bouldering,
your
and I'm like, I don't know
stories.
what's going on. I just wanna. I feel like I'm just craving movement a little bit
Yeah, yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm saying yes to a lot of things essentially, like outside of like social stuff, which is why I have been tired and busy at work and at life. Hello,
Maybe that's what
Kat.
we should do when we meet up because I haven't tried
Yeah.
paddle, I haven't tried climbing,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
happy to report that I've started going to the gym.
I think I saw a story from you. But are you like interested in doing bouldering, like climbing? Because
Climbing, I think
I feel like
yes. Yes, more
I
than paddle, I think.
okay. Well, paddle is a bit it's a lot more expensive. Like the court
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
rental is a
yeah.
lot more
Per
expensive.
session.
Yeah, yeah. It's per hour, so it can get expensive. And obviously, you need a couple more people. You need to rent a pad or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like climbing or like bouldering is a lot more easy to get into. Like I have a friend, like one of my best friends is like obsessed with climbing. His partner is like a manager at a climbing gym and stuff. So I've always seen her do it, and at first I was intimidated, but when I went to the bouldering gym for the first time, it was actually like the
Really
atmosphere,
like
like
it.
the environment was so chill that you don't
Mm,
really feel pressured, even if you're like trying the super simple
mm,
routes, like the super
yeah, yeah,
simple
yeah.
problems. It doesn't feel like people are judging you for it.
I think
So it's
that's
like,
what I would think at first because like that's how I think, at the gym.
Mm,
Like, shit, they might think I'm a noob and I'm
yeah.
just spotting all of these
But it's
machines.
actually one of the things that is like that I appreciate about bouldering is that even like the same people with the same, I guess, experience or like skill level, if they try the same problem, like the same route, like one of them might get it, one of them won't. Just depends on like maybe you're better with your legs than with your arms, stuff like that. So it's not like
Mhm.
it's not easy to gauge like
Yeah, yeah,
who's
yeah,
better
yeah.
than who. So you feel a lot more comfortable. Because I
Yeah, it's
think I
not a
remember like
competition, basically.
yeah, like I remember there was one problem that I managed to do that even my friend who was experienced, she was kind of like surprised because I was new at it. But then a much easier problem that she thinks is much easier, I couldn't do because of
Mm.
I think it was awkward for my height or something like that. So it's like it's nice because it's not like super like easy to see where people are like comparatively. You're just like it's really different per person. I kind of like that. So it's kind of like between you and yourself, essentially. Like that's the competition.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
got
that's
it.
kind of fun. So if you're interested, there's one. The one that we went to was in Green Hills, which is
Mm.
relatively. It's
It's
good in the
near me.
sense.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's like
near you,
somewhat.
and it's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
nice because the gym itself, like the setup that they have for the problems are like it's not intimidating. It's okay
yeah.
for beginners. Because some gyms like they have harder problems and not a lot of the easier ones. So that one was pretty good. So maybe we could do that.
We'll see. We'll see when we're like, if we prefer an active hangout. Because like half the time, my gym time would like, 'cause, like I want to make use of the membership as much
Mm,
as I could, but I'm
yeah, yeah,
just in
yeah,
Manila like 3 times a week. So
yeah.
I'm like, there was one time I went to the gym in the morning because I'm like, I think I have something in at night. So I'm like, okay, just gonna go in the morning.
Yeah. But I like it. I like the feeling afterwards.
So
I
it's
mean, I've
called
always
bouldering.
enjoyed it. So boulder, there's two types of climbing. One is the wall climbing where you have a very tall wall and then you have a harness and then
Mm.
you climb and then you have a
Yeah, yeah.
person like belaying you. But the other one that I did, which is bouldering, you have a much lower wall. It's like basically you can jump from the top of the
Mhm.
wall to the mat
Mm.
and supposedly you're not gonna get hurt if you land
Yeah, yeah.
properly.
No need for a
But the
harness.
yeah, yeah. But the point is like the boulders itself, like the things that you hold on to, like the holds, they're like set up in a way where you kind of have to think and figure out how to hold
The
something,
route.
how
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
whatever. Like it's kind of like problem solving. It's more problem solving than the other one where it's more of like endurance, strength, and stuff like
Mm.
that. So this
I'll
one is
be
a bit
like,
more like. So I think my friend told me that bouldering is much better to learn first because you can apply
mm,
the skills to wall climbing, to like the lead climbing. I think it's called lead climbing. But if you start with lead climbing, it's not automatically transferable to bouldering.
mm.
And with lead climbing, you need equipment. You need another
Yeah, yeah,
person
yeah, yeah.
to yeah. So it's not like a solo.
It's
You
not
can
beginner
start it
friendly.
solo. So it's nice to do it with bouldering first.
I'll be like,
Thank
Assassin's Creed
you.
trained me for this.
You can jump. I've missed going live as well. I've missed
Oh
it.
my god. You'll never guess.
Hello.
Well, you can guess, but like, Pam is gonna read something close to you.
Hello,
We'll see.
everyone. Good evening. How is everybody? I hope you had a good, like in the Philippines, it was a long weekend. Hope everyone
Mm.
had a good long weekend. I set up my Christmas stuff already. Was so I like to do that right after Halloween. So that's what I did. I hope I could allocate time for sports. I really want to take running seriously as a hobby. Like I'm so in awe of people who run. I don't think I could ever do running. I like personally, it's not for me because I would get bored.
Mm.
Like that's not it's not the type of sport or like movement that I normally enjoy. I like sports where I have to like think of a problem and try to solve something. So like team sports and
Mm.
um,
Like there's a goal.
bouldering. Yeah. But with running, it's really more of like conditioning, discipline. I don't like it's not for me. It's way too much for me. But hopefully you could because I personally I feel so much better after I do some movement and it really helps mental health wise as well. I feel like I have more energy and I have like I overthink less throughout the day when I do sports.
Mm.
That's why I like it. So if you can find time, I highly recommend it. Sports or any like movement in general. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the sprints. What is everyone reading? Let us know while I'm sharing this on Instagram. I'm so rusty. I'm so slow. We're live now. So let us know what you're reading. And how is everyone? We're doing good. I'm finally not super busy with life and work. How about you, Pam? How are you?
I have been okay. I've been okay. It's starting to get busy at work,
Mm,
especially this month. I can feel it, Mr. Krabs.
the
But
Christmas rush.
yeah, the last quarter push when it
Yeah.
with the clients, with work in general. So, but I surprisingly am still finding time to read. I think
Mm,
mostly because I really try to find time. Like
yeah.
I construct my day that way. I'm like, okay, if I go to the gym at this hour, how long can I still read after that? And actually, as start as I am coming from the gym, I can still read. Like my mind is
Yeah.
still like going and I'm like, okay, this could work.
Oh, you're gonna study the sprints. Well, we're gonna get into the sprints soon. We're just gonna go through what you're reading, and then we'll talk about what we are reading. I don't know what she's reading. She's supposed to. I
I
just.
forgot
What
about
if it
that.
was just a prop? What if I surprise you and change the book right now?
Yeah, like a last minute change.
Hello, Dan. Hello, hi everyone. I
Hi,
like
Tita
spacing out while
B.
doing
Doing something
something.
so
So running in 100. Yeah. Yep. Yep. As what I mentioned with Pam, I'll be reading Hey City. Ooh. I'm
I
reading
know the
Candida's
buddy read with you.
Apocalypse by Nick Joaquin. Wow.
Hmm. Oh,
Um,
Midnights with
read.
You. I want
I
to
haven't
read
heard of this.
this.
Is this by a Filipino author?
Yeah, by a Filipino author, and
Mm,
it's a YA
mm.
romance. It's the one with the purple cover.
Okay, I'll check that out during the sprint. So are you? I think everyone, or at least a lot of people, know what I'm reading. So let me know. Let us know what are you reading.
I will be reading The Summer of Letting Go by Catherine Delosa. So it's by Penguin Random House Southeast Asia. Actually, I was debating whether I should start Huay City as well. But I'm like, okay, I think I want to start my November with like kind of short books. This way I feel productive. Because like I actually started Kaiju number 8 last night and I finished it. I'm like, okay, this kind of feels productive because that's like 2 books down for just
The
this week.
first, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read this and it's just 100.
Is that
Um,
YA romance?
yeah. It's just 199 pages, 203 including the acknowledgements. So
Pretty
it's pretty
short.
short. Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah.
I feel like I could make a dent on this one during the sprints.
I am gonna be reading, as everyone has guessed, because I posted it on Instagram, Hoy City by Claire Benita de Guzman. So I'm reading this one as part of a book tour that is happening at some point. So watch out for that. But yeah, so I'm gonna be reading this one. I haven't started it yet, so I'm gonna start it now. And because
I don't have.
I'm, I think it's I haven't fully processed what this is about. All I know is that we're following a couple of different characters and they're kind of converging towards, I'm guessing, Way City. And it's written by a Filipino author, so I'm very excited to get into it. Yeah, that is what I'm going to be reading. So everyone who's going to be reading Way City as well, we're kind of buddy reading. I'm not sure where you are in the book yet, but I'm just starting. So I am gonna set up for the sprint. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. I'm gonna research midnights with you after. Hello, Bea. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Bea.
Long time no sprint with you. At least for me, I don't think I've seen you in a while. I'll be listening to Past, Present, Future by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I haven't um I haven't heard of that book yet, so I'm gonna search that. I think if we start midnights with you, then
One.
what I'll start next week.
Oh, past
Past,
present
present, future.
future.
Yeah. Okay, I am gonna get ready for sprints. So we have two timers because we have a reading timer and a yap timer.
We have learned. I have
Not
learned from
because like
experience.
I think we just all love chatting too much, and I love it. I love speaking with everyone, but we also are here to read. So I've added like a yap timer as tested by Pam Shenanigans in her solo sprints. Yeah. So I am gonna start reading for number one. I'm gonna get through the comments later after the sprint. Happy
Happy
reading, everyone.
reading.
I did not expect the bird sounds to go that hard.
Something Disney.
So how was that sprint, everyone?
It was a bit distracted, so I only got to page 14 of the book. So not as far as I wanted to. How about you?
I think it was the same. I don't know if it's because I haven't read in a while. I feel like it took some time to get into reading itself. I made it to page 20. Um, and so far, I like that the first three chapters, we essentially met the three characters that are mentioned at the back of the book.
Mm,
So like one chapter, one POV. So I like that's very like fast paced in that sense. Obviously not a lot. Like I don't know much yet because it's only been 20 pages, but so far it's promising. It's quite interesting. So how
wait, so in that 20
everyone?
pages, it was already three chapters?
Yeah. The chapters are pretty short. Like
Mm.
one, two, three, like 4 pages, 3 pages. The first chapter is the
Um,
longest one at like 6 or 7, I think. So it's pretty fast, the chapters itself. I'm not sure if that's gonna continue for the rest of the book. Seems like it does. Yeah, seems like every chapter is pretty short, like 4 pages to like 8 or something. Um, so that kind of helps with reading a book fast when there's short chapters. How about everyone? How is your reading for that last sprint? Um, 13 na ako, so need ko mag-start halfway na for midnight. What was that? Midnights with you. Hopefully, is that, oh yeah, Midnights with you. Hopefully you're liking the book. Hindi ako pa na-start reading dal ko through. I imagine if you're chatty on the chat, that does that translate if you're like meeting in person? Hi
Hi,
Vanessa, welcome to
Vanessa.
the
Hi again.
sprint. Just finished my reread of The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I loved it more this time around. Wow, you're rereading it? Why are you rereading it? Is it because you're gonna read the next book? I forget the title. The Starkers Game, The Ashes and the Starker, something like that. It's a pretty long title. But I loved the first book, The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I didn't quite like the second one, so hopefully you like it much better than I do. I think the third book or like the first book in the next duology is being released this year, right? December or late November. So maybe that's why you're reading it. My birthdays.
I
Usually,
was
I think
just
I
as
chose
surprised.
wrong. Usually, my timer sound is
The
crickets. That
coin.
I was looking for. Yeah,
Ah,
crickets. No crickets. I was looking for it earlier when I started the sprint, and then I saw birds. For some reason, I thought that was the crickets. So I was kind of surprised, and it went so hard. Like it wasn't just a subtle tweeting bird. It was like really loud. I'm on page 41. I'm loving your writing style, Miss
ooh,
Author. Very
you're
interesting. Ooh,
fast.
you are 21 pages ahead of me. Writing style wise, I don't have many thoughts yet, but there was one line in the fifth page. Why do you say like that? Fifth page. In page 5, there was a point that I underlined because I like how it subtly introduced something about a character, and
Mm,
it's not like it's very subtle, but it's not. If you pick up on it, it's kind of it's cool that you kind of get a glimpse of that already. So it's kind of like already give even if you didn't read the synopsis, that would be kind of like, oh, what is that? Very intriguing. So yeah, I quite like that part. I only read 7 pages because I had dinner. Well, I hope
mm.
you had a good dinner. Food is important. So next sprint, you can read while not being hungry. Page 200 now. I think you're at 30 pages. Wow, look at you. Lots of pages. I'm
You're
in chapter
reading.
8 Past, Present, Future by Rachel Lynn. So I haven't searched it. Like past, present, future. Rachel. Oh, I feel like I've seen this cover.
Is it a YA one? Because it looks YA. It is. It
It's
is YA.
contemporary YA romance, yes. Oh, it's a second book. Ah, okay, okay. I think I've seen the other, like the covers for the novellas, the one with the three benches. I think that's what I've seen. So that's why it looks familiar. How is the series? Did you like it? It says here that this is the second book, but why is it one? Yeah, Today, Tonight, Tomorrow is the first book. Are they like continuous story, or is it kind of like just in the same universe, but they're like different characters? Need to finish this before it's due date of Libby. I feel you. I do the good old airplane mode trick whenever I can't finish a book on my Kindle. Right now my Kindle is on airplane mode because I have one book that has been due like 3 weeks ago. I haven't finished it, but I'm almost done with it, so I can't like connect my Kindle. Following the sequel so far, the characters are navigating their way in college and the challenge of long distance relationships. I'm just realizing we're not seeing the timer if I'm in this view. How do I do this? Oh, a minute!
Yeah, just a minute.
Oh, the characters are not. Yeah.
Sometimes I just
That's
look at it
interesting. I
and
like
think, okay.
every now and then. Yeah, yeah. Look, I like the concept of the long distance relationship. I feel like that there's a lot of like interesting aspects of that. Maybe you could relate to it more than me, but I feel like there's a lot of things that can be discussed with that topic. Pumpkin Queen, how do you like it? I've seen this a lot during October, obviously, and I love the cover for this book. How did you like it? Also, Shay Earnshaw, did she write? I feel like she wrote
She
A
Earnshaw?
History of Wild Places. The Wicked Deep. So that's what she wrote that I love. Look, I gave The Wicked Deep 5 stars. So I've been curious about this book as well because I keep seeing it whenever it's like spooky season because of the cover. But yeah, how was it? This book isn't a happy ending or a riot. It's always
Oh, she's the one who wrote A History of Wild Places. Because like
yeah, A
I
History of
saw
Wild
that before.
Places. Ooh, congrats, Mia! Done with your October books. You
Yes.
love that feeling when you actually finish a TBR, and it's
This
only
is
like
why
the
I don't
third
make
day.
TBRs.
Ah, the timer is done. Okay, I am
One
gonna
time.
be yeah, I'm gonna be disciplined, and I'm gonna start the next sprint. So I'm gonna go through the next couple of comments after we do some reading. It's kind of like delayed gratification. So we can yap after we do some reading. Happy reading, everyone.
Reading
See you
one.
in half an hour. Hello everyone. How's that spring? Why are the
Hello.
alarm sounds so loud?
I got to page 37. So
Hmm.
a bit better than the last spread.
How is it so far?
Um, it's giving a sadder sister of Before the Coffee Gets Cold because
Oh.
main character can still talk and see her uncle in this like tiny corner booth in a tea shop.
Hmm.
So it's giving that because now I'm kind of getting why it's called the summer of letting go. Because like it's grief is at the center of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I'm liking it so far. I like the writing. How about you with Toy City?
I made it to page 55 and still like not much to say really because there's still a lot of work on building up who the characters are, which is understandable since we have three. Seems like we have three main characters based on the synopsis, so makes sense that there would be a lot of time spent trying to set up the characters, where they came from, what they do, like what type of people they are in general. The one POV of Carmen is so far the more interesting one to me because it's something is happening, like they're doing something and we're kind of learning about her as she's doing this thing, whereas the other characters are more written in a more introspective kind of way, like they're thinking about stuff, they're just in their hotel room, they're just thinking about this thing that's been troubling them or their issues or their past life. They're not really doing anything action wise or just thinking about stuff, and that's how we get to know things about them. So far, yeah, one POV is like standing out as more interesting to read, but yeah, nothing much really to report aside from that. There was a I didn't realize that this book is set in 2015, because I know that this book was released this year, so I just immediately thought that it would be released, like the setting would be like now, this year or last year, but it's 2015. So I kind of have to remember what the state of like the Philippines or whatever was like
Mm.
during 2015, like what was happening during that time, which makes sense actually because Typhoon Yolanda was mentioned. Like that is the first title of the first chapter, Typhoon Yolanda, which
Mm.
happened roughly during that time. So I should have remembered that. That should have been my first clue that it's set in 2015. But yeah, so far that's my thoughts. How about everyone? How are your books? Let me just check the comments that we missed during the last session. Um, I'm honestly not into romancy type of novel, but this Wasted is another book that I'm
Mm.
liking. Ooh, maybe there's like another element of mystery. I'm very intrigued with the characters. So you're farther along than me, and so far I think what I'm feeling like is this is kind of a character study set on top of like some kind of action packed thing. Yeah, there is some not really mystery, but I guess more of like there's like they're doing this thing, this mission or whatever at some point. Like it's what's written at the back that they seem to be doing this something, and we get to learn about the different characters, like how they approach doing that thing. So I feel like there's a lot of like character study elements in this book. I love Sally even more. Who is Sally? Wait, is that from Pumpkin
The
Queen?
Pumpkin Queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Cute
I'm like, who
baby.
is Sally?
Rooney.
Um, Sally Rooney is slowly transitioning to new adult romance as the characters are studying, studying, busy studying and what they want to do in the future. Oh, interesting. I feel like that point in time is there's so many things that you can talk about, and I appreciate that they're doing like more focus on the studying in the future because that is honestly one of the biggest things that people that age are thinking about. So it's interesting that that's really part of it. So this was before the alarm. Hello June, welcome. You're reading Loveless.
Hi,
How are you
June.
liking it?
Alice
Uh,
Osman.
yes, I think so. Yeah, Alice Oseman. Hello Sai, welcome to the
Hi,
sprint.
Sai.
I think you're mentioning what you're gonna be reading. Snapchat Chapter 9 kind of miss college days, except thesis. Well, I'm happy that I never had thesis.
Why not? Or
Um,
is it research?
no, not necessarily. The course that I did in university was more focused on like I guess working with a real life company. Like I did finance, so like working with a real life company and doing some finance projects, but it's not really like thesis. Like I didn't
Mm.
have to do defense or anything like that. But man, our exams were so hard. Like I feel like our version of thesis is having like six different types of math classes and six different oral exams for those. I guess that's our version of thesis. There are 42 now, and I love the character development. Ooh, I feel I'm getting more and more intrigued by this book. Let us know what your rating is gonna be. Like, what's the vibe for the rating? Joining na made it home late. We're planning to continue. I am not Jessica Chen. I am not Jessica Chen. Ooh, An Liang. I feel like I've seen the name An Liang before. Oh, the cover is so nice. It's like very painterly. If you could see the sun. Okay, so that's the book that I know of Ang Liang,
Such a
which makes
pretty
sense.
cover.
I know, right? So
I
nice.
had her If You Could See the Sun on my
Hmm.
TBR.
But I haven't read it.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Yeah,
I've just
I've
kept
had that
seeing
also
her.
on a TBR, but I haven't picked it up. But I heard pretty good things about it. Page 57. Oh, we're kind of like near. I'm at page 54, 55. I read 10 pages, slower than my usual, but the writing was so melancholic and reflective. I'm annotating too, which is very, very, like I'm actually writing on the book. Or is it? Where is it? My singular annotation on the book. I feel like because this book is signed and personalized to me, like I feel more comfortable writing on it as opposed to a book
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
might like sell in the future or
Resell, yeah.
something. Yeah. So I'm actually writing on the book, which is a weird feeling. I also love the POV of Carmen, though my progress it's more focused. Yeah, it is more focused right now on the other two characters. Um, yeah, it's very interesting how there's like different approaches to how the characters are introduced. I think it wasn't directly implied naman that Way City was set 9 years ago, so valid if you didn't think of it right away. They couldn't realize. Yeah. Sana all walang thesis. Girl, six oral exams. Like
Yeah.
explaining mathematics verbally. That's kind of, it's tough. Like solving it on paper, like thinking in your head is tough, and then having to explain it to a
Yeah, yeah,
panel of
yeah.
teachers.
Without
Yeah.
stuttering or
But it
anything.
does like once you've solved it, and once you've solved it, you can explain it in like 20 minutes and then you're done. So I guess in a way it's also like much better than doing a thesis where you have to do a bunch of like research and defense and paper, like writing the paper and stuff. 71% in and planning to finish the last 29% by next
2025.
sprint. Oh, quick reads if I feel connected. I'm excited that. Oh,
It's
that's nice.
YA, right?
Yes, I think. Uh, yeah,
Magic.
YA.
Yeah.
Contemporary YA fiction.
Oh,
Let's
magical
see.
realism.
For me in Hawaii City, Marina is a little bit more relatable to me. A little. I haven't like we're deep into Marina's POV right now, so hopefully I get to know her more as I read. But it's interesting that you can like sort of identify yourself with the different characters. Let me just check our yap timer. 18 seconds. But
Time
that's
flies
good.
by fast.
I know. Let's see. I love that Rachel Lynn Salmon writes her contemporary romance in a realistic way. I mean, I like that too. Like when sometimes sometimes when I'm reading
Finish the
books that
thought.
are contemporary, like it's very distracting when it's very unrealistic. Okay, that is our yap timer done, adjusted. So I'm gonna set up for sprint three. I don't know how many sprints we're doing, but I'm open to like more than four since we're
Mm, doing
going,
fast. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. We
doing
can do
fast in the
five,
yap
maybe.
session. So let's see what the vibes are once
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get to the
yeah.
fourth one. But yeah, I'm gonna set up for the third reading sprint. Happy reading, everyone. See you in a bit.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't on mute the whole time.
You were on mute?
I wasn't on mute. Thank God. No dogs were barking.
I wasn't wearing my headphones
Oh
the
my
entire
God.
time, so I didn't hear. Actually, what I realized was I don't think I pressed play on the video, or rather, maybe it stopped or something because when I checked, it was not playing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
But
why.
I guess I was just sort of too focused on the book, so it was a
On the
good
book.
thing I didn't notice.
So, how was your book?
I'm on page. What page is this? 62. I'm on page 62. And the romance is starting to rear its head, and I'm gonna say it's making me kilig.
Mm.
So yeah, it's good so far. It's good so far, and the grief and the moving on is still not processed. So
Mm.
I think it's gonna be a long process for the main character. But
Yeah.
I think it's one of those contemporary romance books where it's not heavy on the plot, but more
Mm.
on the character study and the feelings, the emotions
Yeah.
bubbling inside. So yeah,
Mm.
how is Hawaii City though for you? Where are you
Uh, I
in the book?
I made it to page 80 so far, and it's still it's still very much knowing the characters, getting to know the characters, and why they ended up where they are at this point in time. I read the back a little bit just to figure out where we're going, but it seems that they're all like they all have this specific thing that they wanted to do individually, and that will bring them together into Hue City, I think, soon. But yeah, still in the character development phase. It's feeling a little bit slow in that sense, but I do appreciate all the work that's going into building a character, and hopefully that pays off later when things start to happen and we get to understand a bit more their motives, why they would do a certain thing. Because that's what I like about character studies, is because when you know a character intimately, when they make decisions later on, you kind of understand where they're coming from, and then it doesn't like feel off. Well, that's the hope at least. But yeah, that is my thought so far on Hue City. Yes, I will update you guys. So I'm expecting once I scroll through the comments that you will have already updated us if you like the book that you're reading so far, or like what your rating is so far. The characters are having struggles keeping up with their studies and making time for each other. I love that they keep themselves busy, especially meeting different people. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it is very realistic in that sense. Which is interesting because sometimes with um topics with like books that are focusing on this point in time, like college or high school, it can feel quite juvenile, but these are actually like real problems. I'm still
Still stuck.
studying. Well, I'm glad that we're able to help you study. Hopefully things are going well. I'll be dipping out later since I have work tomorrow. I need to wake up early, like around 4
Oh
a.m.
my
Oh
gosh,
no.
4.
Well, hopefully you have a good sleep at some point and that you feel alive at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Auto pass on mathematics. I see numbers, I am out. I was also out. I tried it for a few years and then I'm out. I forgot to mention, I finished Dwellers last Friday. It was so good. Finished it in one
Ah,
sitting. I need
yes!
to read Dwellers
Love
soon.
it.
I
You
need to read
need
it
to read
soon.
it. Yeah, it's a pretty short book that you can read
I
in one
know, I
sitting.
know. I'm kind of distracted earlier, and yeah, I'm also editing and putting on some writings. I'm looking forward to your review of the book. Just a little lang on Marina, you'll know why when you get there. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but there was a point here that I annotated where I could relate to Marina as well because she was talking about so Marina in this book is a little bit older. She's in her 40s. Yeah, she's old. She's a little bit older. She's in her 40s. So there's a lot of conversation about time, like the time that you have, like the clock is ticking, what have you done so
Mm.
far, how much time you have left, the pressures of getting older for women and stuff like that. So, yeah, there was definitely a part here where she was thinking about that. And there was this moment where she realized that it's very possible that she only has what, 30 years or like something like that left to life, and that's a very sobering thought. As also someone who's aging, so that was a part. I don't know if that's what you were talking about, but that was a part where I could relate to her thoughts there. My annotation here is I'm only 31, but I'm already thinking about this. Ding 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 ding. Time to read later. Happy reading is school bell. Yeah, I didn't change the bell for that one, but it does sound like a school bell. Reading. Ooh, done with Jessica Chen. Forgot that with Kindle, the last pages, acknowledgement, authors, etc. are counted. So I think I read 25% this time. Congratulations for finishing a book. What is your rating for the book? Like, if you want to give, or who do you recommend the book to? Who would you recommend the book to? Switch to the mystery guest by Nita Prose. And then chapter 10 for past, present, future. I'll continue tomorrow. I'm in the mood for mystery. I have been seeing the
Mystery
mystery
guest.
guest in a lot of like lists when people make lists of like mystery books to read. I always see the mystery guest, but I've never like really researched
I think
what it's about.
I wanted to read her other book first, like The Maid. It's
Mm,
by her, right? Nita Cruz as well.
yeah, the housemaid. Is that right?
Wait, I think that's Frida
Ah,
McFarlane
okay.
housemaid.
Ah, yeah,
But
yeah,
just
that's
the
Frida,
maid,
the
Nita,
maid. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. The okay,
the one
yeah.
with
The
the red
keyhole.
cover. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think I've also seen that a lot. How well? Let us know how it is for you. 270
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes.
lots of people finishing books in the sprints. Sana all. On page 85, and well, Ariban guys. The characters are slowly showing their intentions and such. Yes, we're getting to know more about their motives for doing things. So far, I am still slightly partial to Carmen's POV. Maybe a close second is Marina. This will be my last sprint in the sleep since
Ah,
Urban.
good
Good
night,
night. Good night,
Bea.
Bea. Thank you for joining us today. We've missed you. Hopefully, you can join next Sunday again. Read 15 pages, page 59 over 69. This is my first Nick. Oh, it's a short story. Is that right?
Mm.
This is my first Nick Cocaine, and the writing was so good, but I'm more interested with the message of the story, which I thought was gonna be scary, but it's not. Uh, I I think I've read a Nick Joaquin for school, but I can't remember.
Mm. I've never. I bought one from MIBF, but I haven't read it yet. And it's pretty short too.
Yeah, I think what I read was not actually a full book, but like how you have readings of like a chapter or something, and then you analyze it
Uh,
specifically. I think I read that. I don't think I've read a full on book. But yeah. With that said, let's go into our fourth reading sprint. Oh, this is a very efficient system.
I told you.
We're being very efficient. It's only 9 p.m. and we're at the fourth
Right?
sprint
Usually
already.
this would just be sprint number 3.
Three, or yeah, we're just starting sprint three usually at this point. But okay, I shall set up the third sprint and we can yap after. Hopefully, we both remember to play the music and unmute.
And mute, yeah.
Happy reading and
Happy reading,
muting. Happy reading,
everyone.
everyone. Hello. How was the reading sprint?
Hello. I was able to read until page 77. And I think I'm mostly surprised that this isn't YA.
Mm.
This isn't YA. I'm
Wait,
like, the cover
I
is
thought it
giving me.
was.
I thought it was too.
And I
But I did
remember
research,
in MIBF, it was shelved in the YA area.
and it is category young adult fiction here.
Oh,
But I was checking Goodreads, although maybe not a reliable
yeah, yeah,
source for that. So I'm like, okay, I need to Google this and go to like actual Penguin Random House
yeah. Yeah.
page. Because like, well, their romance sometimes like the moments don't read like YA. I'm like,
Mm.
it's a bit more on the intense side for it to be YA. So I was like, that's why
Intense, like spicy, or intense, like the themes are heavy and.
like it's spicier than the usual YA spice.
Mm.
I don't know if maybe I just haven't read enough YA romance with spice. I was just like, but when I was reading it, I'm like, do I need to Google if this is young adult or not? But like, ages are young adult, so I guess it is young.
Mm. But are
How
you enjoying it still so far?
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I guess it just goes like, how do I say this? The moments of like the book showing grief and the romance, they're not hand in hand. Like, okay,
Mm.
sometimes the character is hit by the grief or like the reality of the grief that she's feeling. But on the other hand, there would be like moments where it's just pure romance, like no
Mm.
thoughts of grief whatsoever. So I don't know if that's throwing me off or if it's like it feels like
A little bit disjointed
yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
sense.
Disjointed in that sense. Like there's like this whole chunk of whole chunk of pages where it's just pure romance. Like you wouldn't even think that there
You've
was
forgotten about the
yeah,
grief
yeah, yeah.
part.
I've forgotten about the grief. I've forgotten about the uncle dying, whatever, whatever. I'm like, huh, oh yeah, we have that. The next chapter. So I guess it just shows like I'm taking it in the way that since it's sounding like a day in the life sort of
Mm.
because like we're following the main character as she progresses in her days, so I guess it shows that grief isn't something that grips you like literally 24/7. Like you can still
Mm.
go about your day normally, but then it would hit you like a truck
Yeah,
sometimes. So
yeah,
I'm taking it in that sense.
yeah.
How
I
about
think it's
you? How
a
is
good
Kuwait?
lens to view it. Yeah. I didn't read as much as I wanted to because I had to do some stuff. I
Mm,
made it to page 100, which
mm,
is always a good milestone whenever I start a new
yeah.
book. Where it's kind of hard to talk about this book again and again because I feel like the first part is really like literally what I said earlier, still building up the character.
Mm,
But there are some like hints of something like why these characters are doing the things that they're doing or why they're thinking the things that they're thinking. There's some hints like they're dropping some details that but they're not expounding on it. So I suspect that's something that we're gonna see later on. Don't like I have no idea what's going to happen. Like what like I keep reading the synopsis because I keep trying to find out where is all of this headed again. Like I keep forgetting. Because we're so deep into just like spending time with the characters themselves, which is good, but it does make the book a little bit slow in a bit. But yeah, so that is me so far. Nothing much really happened for the book as of this moment.
Mm.
How about
Considering
everyone
that you're the
else?
100-page mark.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's because the book is trying to establish three characters and trying to keep them all well developed at the same time. Like I feel like the beginning of the book, which is obviously there's like different ways to build up a character, to develop a
Mm.
character, but I guess the approach here is to do them at the same time. Like I feel like we're alternating between Carmen, Kai, and what is the last name? Marina. I literally was just reading her chapter. Like we're literally alternating between them. So I feel like we're trying to progress all three characters at the same time. So we're not making a lot of progress on every single character because we're trying to do three at the same time, which is an approach. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I guess I'll find out later on in the book. But so far, it does make the beginning part very slow and kind of
Mm.
it's kind of not difficult to get through, but I feel like I need a little bit of something to like keep me interested every now and then. There is a couple every now and then, which I'm grateful for because then it makes me more interested to read those like nuggets that she's dropping about the backstories of each character. But yeah, I think that's why it's feeling also because we're just really trying to progress all of them at the same time. Sai said, hope it was her midnights with you. That were highlights when I read it. I'm now getting a lot more curious about midnights with you. I'm gonna try and get a copy of that. Hello, baby. Welcome back to the sprints. What are you reading with us? If you are reading, same with Rhea. Thank you so much for. I feel like this was a lot earlier than
Yeah,
11,
late.
so you're probably
Yeah,
not
earlier.
here, but thank you for joining us. Hopefully, we see you in the next sprint as well. Um, hello, Pam, or hi, Pam. How many books do you usually read in a month?
Mm.
You can go first.
I think roughly at the minimum four. So that's like
Mm.
roughly one book a week because I do the bulk of my reading during the weekend because that's when I'm usually free. So yeah, minimum of four, but averaging at like 7 or 6 per month. How about you?
Me, on average, I think I read about. I'm actually checking Storygraph if there's a stat for that. Oh, I'm just looking at the number of books that I've read, and I think my average is around 9.
We didn't get to that
Wait,
much
okay,
chat.
I'm gonna extend this Yap session because I feel like I didn't even get to the comments for the actual
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah. So,
But I
so
think yeah,
the
my average. I think my average is around 8 to 9. But there are times I feel like sometimes I drop to like 2 to 3. But so far this year, it's been around that nine books. But that is also including like manga and stuff. That is
mm,
the average, which is actually whenever I do wrap ups, 9 is a lot. Wrapping up 9, anything above 5 books is a lot.
mm,
Yes, good night, everyone. I'm so close to Marina in age. Well, maybe that makes her a lot more relatable, like the stuff that she
relatable.
thinks about. Yeah, because I'm younger than her, but I also think about the stuff that she thinks about. Oh, so many highlights, 2 minutes with you is so promising. I'm so curious now about this book. I'm Not Jessica Chen is for the unwanted girlies who feel pressure to excel academically due to parents and societal expectations. There's a bit of a magical twist, like
Ooh.
the usual Anyang. Yeah, I think a lot of her books has like subtle magical realism, is what I've heard. So, interesting. That was kind of me when I was younger. Pressure to excel. June is planning to read the Natural
Yes.
series. So this
Is
is
that
by
one?
Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's a fantasy. I think it's a trilogy. Young adult YA fantasy, I believe, or is it middle grade?
Is it the
I'm
one by
not sure,
Jennifer
but yeah,
Barnes?
yeah, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, the same author of the Inheritance Games.
But
So I
it's an
think it
older work because
has.
it's
It is. It
2013.
is. Yeah, it is. And I think recently people have been picking it up because of the Inheritance Game series.
Oh, it's this
Um,
one. It's the one
the
where with the blue
puzzle.
cover. The one with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
blue cover.
yeah.
I've been
The
seeing this on TikTok.
yeah, like it's been like popular recently, and I'm
Oh,
not sure.
nice eyeing it.
I have
Because it's mystery
no thoughts
thriller.
because I
So,
haven't read it. But yeah, I think the
I'm interested.
only thing that I'm interested in is because there is like a mystery slant to
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's why I'm checking it out now.
yeah, but I
Jennifer.
haven't been like I'm trying to not check fantasy like backlist YA fantasy just because I have so much that I have to read. So I'm trying to not check it so I don't get interested and I don't add it to my TBR. Hello Lenatia, welcome back. Welcome to Sprints. I think the next one is probably gonna be the last
Hi,
one. So
welcome
you're
back
just in
from
time.
India.
Yeah, are you back already? From your trip in India? I think maybe you probably mentioned it before. I'm gonna check. Um, done with Candida's Apocalypse. A lot of people finishing their books today. And I really like the
Hmm.
message of the story. Recommended if you want short, somewhat creepy read. If we have the next sprint, I'll pick it. I can't
Yes.
speak. I'll be picking up another. We do have one more sprint, I think.
Yes, one more.
Um, 300. Whoa, you can definitely finish it in the next
Yes.
sprint. So lots of people finishing books. I love it. I'm currently
Currently
reading The
reading The
Vengeance,
Vengeance by
Emma
Emma Newman.
Newman. I read a little, but not super much because I came back from Coffee in Town
Vengeance, Emma
with a
Newman.
partner, and then I had to hang up my laundry. The Vengeance. I think The Vengeance.
Ooh, the cover looks interesting. It's vampires, historical fantasy.
Ooh.
What?
Okay,
There's
add to
cards
read.
as well?
Oh, it's an arc. She's reading an arc because it's May 26 publication.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, vampires
Oh,
and pirates? Oh my gosh.
it's
Is
set.
it a
It's
reset?
Count of Monte Cristo inspired because it says here that it's set in a version of Alexandre Dumas's world haunted by
Oh,
vampires.
I
Ooh.
haven't read Count of Monte Cristo, so
Remember when in MIBF I was looking for the Count of Monte
yeah,
Cristo, but
yeah,
I didn't get it when on the first day and I couldn't find it on the second day. I went to Fully Book
yeah.
last month and
Recently,
I got it. I saw it there, so I just bought it.
are you gonna read it
It's
soon?
so thick. I don't soon. Not sure. It's very thick. I don't know
In
yet.
the year? Maybe
I
not.
don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. Because I still have to read. What is that thick Samantha Shannon book?
The one with the yellow cover?
Yeah, with the dragon. What is this?
It's so
I'm
mad.
forgetting it. But yeah, that
Wait,
I technically
Priory.
have. Yeah, yeah, Priority
Priory
of
of the
Norrishi. I technically have to read that. So I feel like. My partner and I were talking about visiting the Philippines.
Ooh,
But my biggest concern is the
that's
flight.
serious.
I'm super broken after the flight from
Oh
India.
my gosh.
I suspect it's gonna be a very long flight,
Yeah,
possibly like
very long
two
one.
layovers, 2 to 3 layovers. I'm assuming. Usually in Norway, I'm not quite sure about
Over.
the flight plan
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Norway, but I know that from
Let me check
Helsinki there's
right
a
now.
flight to Seoul, and then from Seoul you can
Flight from
fly to Manila.
Philippines. Flight. The way I'm checking now.
Are you gonna go to Norway? But
No,
it's
I
not
said I'm
really like
checking
one
from
layover.
Manila.
Yeah, 1 to 2 layovers potentially, depending on what airline you choose. So it's gonna be a long flight. I personally like flying, so it is tiring, but I do enjoy flying, like the actual being on the airplane part.
Ooh, that's a
But it is
that's a
tiring.
very long flight.
What's this layover?
Um, the ones that I'm seeing are direct flights from Oslo to
Hmm.
Manila.
Oh, there's a direct flight? I didn't know. I didn't know that there was one.
Yeah. Two stops usually. Wait, doesn't show me two
Oh, it's not
stops.
direct. Or I'm seeing
Some
like
most of these are
via.
direct. Like Qatar Airways.
Oh, but Qatar Airways
Flight.
has a layover at Doha.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I didn't see
Yeah,
the small text.
yeah, yeah. There's
Doha
usually like a layover.
Dubai.
That side of Europe, usually there's like a layover somewhere, either Middle East, or somewhere else.
Qatar. There's one with Thailand. Mostly because
Via
it's a
Bangkok.
Thai Airways.
Yeah,
So
but
it depends on how.
there's always one, at least one layover. So it's probably a very long flight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The fastest is 17 hours. That's the
Yeah,
fastest.
yeah. To be expected. I finished 1.5 chapters. Gonna have to unpack stuff if I get in hobby. Still reading Yunam. I feel like you've been reading this for a while. Did you like stop reading it and read other books in the middle? Or are you just not as into it? Yap session extended. Yeah, I mean,
It
this
has
is the
some
final Yap session, so final-ish Yap session, so I'm just extending it. Yes, it came home a week ago. Well, how was your trip? I hope you had a lot of fun, because I know that you've been planning this trip for a while. I hope that it met your expectations, or you had really good experiences. I'm done. Yay! Love the sprint. Excited of midnight. Thank you. Solid four
Yay!
stars. Enjoy the rest
Thanks
of
for
the sprint, guys.
joining.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us, and sorry about the noise in the background. Um, okay, bigyan my next read, Mga Kalansay sa Hardin ng Panginoon by Ronaldo Vivo. Is this it's not part of the trilogy, right? Like, or it's same world, but
Makalansay
it's not
Sangre.
one of the trilogy books.
I think it's not. Alright.
Kalansay. Oh my god, I already forgot the title. Kalansay. Kalansay sa
Yeah,
Hardin ng
it's
Panginoon.
not. It's.
It's completely different.
I think it's a short story collection.
But in the
Yeah, it's a short story collection.
same dream. What's it called?
Dreamland trilogy.
Dreamland. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's just a short story collection from like his 2012
Mm,
works up to 2013.
uh,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
in
Uh,
addition to the flight, there's travel time from Oslo Airport. Yeah, to your city. Yeah, that's also tough. So you've got like a bus ride, and then from Oslo, and then layover somewhere, and then the Philippines. But well, I hope that if you do plan to, or if you do make it to the Philippines, hope that you enjoy time. Or feel free to message me if you have any
yeah.
like questions about where to go or what to do. I mean, I would try my best. I'm not sure if I'm that good of a tour recommendation person. I'll try my best. Okay, let's do the last sprint of the night. Reading sprint number 5. Look at this go. 5 sprints. This is gonna be the last one, and hopefully, well, most of you have finished your books, but hopefully, you start new ones or make good progress on what you're reading right now. Have a reading, everyone. See you in half an hour. Hello again. How was the final sprint of the night?
Hello again. I was able to read until page 98.
Yeah. Is
Page
that
98. I
almost
forgot where I
halfway,
was
or
before that.
is that a
But
little under halfway?
yeah, kind
Or
of halfway. Because, like, this
oh,
one has, like, 199 pages. So, I feel like just one more session of a sprint.
so
Like,
you're definitely gonna finish it at the latest next week,
yeah,
next
maybe.
weekend.
But I'm hoping to finish it this week. So I can
Mm,
jump on other
yeah,
books. Like maybe Way City. I'll read that next.
maybe.
How
So
was
I
Way City for you?
I made it to page 134, which based on story graph is about 37% of the book.
Ooh.
So over one third of the book in one day. Pretty good. Um, so far things are moving along now. We kind of fully understand now what each character is up to or plan to do. The chapters are really short and
Mm,
it's kind of told in a very it feels like anecdotes of each person. Like you get a snippet of what's happening in the present and something that happened in their past. So you kind of
mm,
get a little bit of their backstory with every chapter. And it reminds me a little bit of Frederick Backman's writing, where there's like snippets, things that happen, and then some reflection that the character had based on that. So it's very much a character. I feel like very much a character study type of book. I don't think um the events in the book are gonna be like a major factor, like the plot itself. I don't think they're gonna be a major factor in the book, or at least we haven't gotten to like not all of the characters are in Way City yet. So I don't know, maybe things will change once they get there. But yeah, so far it's pretty good. There are interesting aspects, a little bit slow, but
mm,
definitely a big focus on character development, which is
mm.
always something that I enjoy, especially when it's done well. How about
That's good to
everyone
hear.
else? Let's see. I think this is um if we go it will take a few years to save up the money. That's fair. Very fair. I'll be off because I got a few things before going to bed. Thank you for hosting. Thank you for joining us, Kat. We are already finishing up. That was our last sprint, which I think was pretty productive for
Yeah.
everyone. I think about like four people or three people finished their books, which is always a
Books.
good thing. But yeah, so thank you for everyone for joining us today. The next sprint is gonna be, as usual, on Pam Shenanigans channel. We will announce on Instagram like when it's finalized, but usually it's gonna be on Sunday 7 p.m. Manila. That's the usual. I'm also gonna have sprints on. Did I set it for Tuesday? Let me just double check because I changed. So I'm gonna be on Wednesday anymore because when I go to the office, it's on Wednesday, so I just don't want to keep on moving stuff.
Yeah.
So I set the next one for the 5th, which is on Tuesday. It's gonna be every
Mm.
Tuesday now. We're starting a new series. I'm gonna be reading The Infernal Devices, which I'm excited about because I have been wanting
Oh.
to. I've been so curious about this series. I want to see what the hype is all about. So I'm finally starting it on Tuesday. So very excited about that. But yeah, uh, I stopped Yunam Dong. I stopped Yunam and finished another book. I mean, another ebook. Yeah, that's fair. That's why. There's other two chapters. So yeah, I feel like this format of 30 minutes and then yak session timer is working. So we'll probably do
Yeah.
that again for the next Sunday. So yeah, thank you again, everyone.
Thanks,
Is there anything you want to do,
everyone.
flag or share?
Well, I did post a new reel earlier this
Hmm,
afternoon, and
you're
it's
doing
for
really good with the real reviews.
Sunderworld Volume 1, which I was reading during my last sprint, and it's by Ransom
Ooh,
Riggs. And
yeah.
I really loved it. So I'm just plugging that in. It's up on my TikTok
Yay.
and IG accounts. So yeah. As Pam has mentioned, next sprints will be on my channel next week, and we hope to see you there again next week. Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. Bye. Have a good rest of your day.